Hello Total War Gamers, my name is Deacon and welcome back to the Grey Havens of Lindon. In last time we pushed out our Haven Master Sid and our faction leader to distract Angmar and hopefully get some skirmishes going here. These guys are gradually going to be whittled down, gain some XP, hopefully move back and retrain. We can't do any retraining in these three nearest settlements, and if Adadloon is doing things right, they are pushing in, and all we want is to keep fighting down Angmar and protecting the northern Dunland and Bree. Same goes for the southern front. Dunland has been exceptionally aggressive. They're really pushing in hard, and they're close. I've just recently exchanged map info with them. Look, they're in the Shire and they're just south of Bree. So they've taken Mangalen, and hopefully the Battle Whites are giving them a run for the money over there. So we are also moving in Lord Gildor to join up with these archers here that aren't moving out because Dunland might bribe them. Unfortunately, bribing is still here in this version of Divide and Conquer. In the next version it will be eliminated, and can't wait to see that happen, because if you've seen my Dol campaign, I've lost Amon Aitel to Harad twice due to bribes, including a large army that was not headed by a general. So if you continue playing version 1.2, always make sure to have a governor in your settlements and a general on top of your army, because it's the enemy diplomats that are doing this. So for example, here is a Angmarin diplomat. Well, Barketa only has... Uh-oh, what did I just do? Gildo the Brave needs to be in. We might lose Barketa here to Angmar. Let's just hope they're not rich. But this is so extremely tricky. And I might even see if... because right now I think we're all set for the end turn. Maybe we forgot to move our diplomats. I used to forget it, so I'm trying to make a habit out of it, doing that first. I don't see any Gree. No, they've all moved. Everybody has moved. So I'm making a little quick save here and see if their chance is like 100%, or if there's any difference if you like reload just before the end turn and then try again. Let's just hope they don't buy it, because if they do, I lose my construction, I lose the recruitment pool is being reset, and no, they didn't. He didn't even try it, otherwise he would lose his movement points in the attempt. So that's a good thing. Gandalf sets out. Well, he will eventually join Northern Dunedin and take our ring, Bar-i Donyonak. Angmar isn't paying us any attention. Anuminas has beaten back the Angmarim, and Sirdan is going to siege this little castle here.
Have your weapons ready,
Gildor.
Follow me.
Oh crap.
For the light.
We want the archers to not be bribed. On the other hand, we don't want to lose Barketa either. And that's the thing, my house rule dictates, or my house rules I must say, I should say, they dictate that we can't hire any new generals through adoptions or men of the hour, which is technically also an adoption. We're not allowed to do this. So that means, how many turns? 2 turns.
Keep them off balance.
Guildsmen, they have arrows, and the rest don't. I'm just gonna siege him out, because I'm not in a hurry, and I'm expecting Dunland to eventually try and siege Bree, which should have a garrison. So unless they have a ridiculously overpowered army here, Bree should be able to withstand them just a little while longer. Now, and I don't need 2 spies in that area, so I'm gonna send one down and keep an eye on what's their name, Dunland.
I'm gonna stick you.
Or yeah.
For the light. vigilant.
I just completed construction of the Hall of Music here, and we are really raking in a lot of cash, which is nice and cool and all that. So we'll have to spend it as well. I'm focusing on my northern front because that is where we have an actual war going. We're not yet at war with Dunland nor with Anadwaite. So if there's anything that we can do here, we should do it here. First things first, well, we need troops. On the other hand, we're kind of low on units in the recruitment pool also. So yeah, thank you. So let's see if we can recruit anything else anywhere else. Cara Salernin is slowly 14 turns moving towards our culture and actually being able to train us something. And that's basically what we need everywhere. Same happens here. So we have enough elven culture, above 33%, to get the archers, and then the unit pool is now filling. Retraining? Yeah, must be like did we construct, what did we construct here that might be able to retrain him? I have no clue. Maybe with a leather tenor it does something. I'll have to see. But anyway, we're soon returning to our starting settlements, and there simply isn't anything to recruit, which means we are going to invest more money in stuff, you know, that will actually allow us to build units where we have the tiniest bit of culture. So this includes Corvillishar and Karas Nerneled, not yet, but how close are we? Because we need like 33. It's gonna take a while, but on the other hand, dirt pots boost our economy. If there is an opportunity to do that, we will. At least the small investments, you know, the dirt pots, the 1250 is not a big deal. Mines, however, of course they do bring in a considerable amount of cash, but takes very long for them to complete and for them to pay back. So eventually I will want them, but one step at a time. Now we've done our movement and we're sieging. We are on target with our mission, and we have spies on location. I think Anadwaite had more troops here the previous turn, so if they're not here, and they weren't, then I think they're headed south, because they recently joined a couple of wars. Let's see who they are at war with now. Anadwaite. They're now at war with Dunland as well. And Bree. Bree they can't hurt, but Dunland they share plenty of borders with. So I'm taking their shifting their attention to Dunland now, which is of course wonderful. It gives Taurion time to capture Karas, Orotselk and Buzarum, and then maybe place a few towers there, and then join the war front, because we will open a war with Dunland if they are threatening to extinguish the flame of Bree. Then diplomacy action, as I just said, I'm very prone to forgetting those things. We are trying to pick up trade with Gondor. They have a lot of ports, and I guess we are already in trade with the Vale. We're even allied to the Vale, so yes. Also the Galatrim. Dale and the Woodland Realm and Erebor, they are not likely to ever, and also Dravinian, to actually trade with us, because we're so far away, but we're gonna try anyway. And then the second agent, where was he? The Eastfold.
Yes, my lord.
I moved them both. Okay, there we go. I didn't move that spy, but I think it's okay. I'm curious to see if Lindon is doing anything useful. And it wants an alliance with us. Watch it. Do a counter proposal. Yes, that involves only trade rights because...
I accept you have another word.
Yeah, I want map information with you.
I must say we are not convinced.
Not the alliance. I'll give you gold for the map info. I know haggling about it can save 200 coin, but we simply have enough coin for the moment. So look, here we can see on the in the down left corner how large they actually are, and they are quite large. They're doing quite well for themselves. So there went our archers to the diplomat of Arma. And okay, this is what I was what I feared.
With things this bad, they can only...
My lord, approaching quietly. I shall continue tomorrow.
Now we're sieging. Look at that. We can win here, and we will. I doubt that we can keep it. We've just lost an archer unit here, and with our recruitment pools being so low, it means trouble. So it's not that
Come, my brothers.
we are totally without a chance. Baran Finder the Cunning probably also has Fort Axeman. Now I need to save this because if we lose our general then we must redo the battle, but I don't think we'll lose it. It's just that
Evil must not be allowed to triumph this day.
yeah, exactly. I totally agree, wholeheartedly. They mustn't be allowed to triumph. I so much agree with it that I turned it into house rules.
Units, await my orders.
Now, they ambushed us, and we are
Stand back together.
bows. Doo-doo-doo.
This is the way. Ready your bows.
However, we did get a chance to
Ready your bows.
deploy.
Advance. Our homes must be defended. This is the glory of Lindon. This is the way. Be quick. Close in on them.
So
Bows. Be quick. Watch. Ready your bows. Watch for the enemy.
remove them.
Glory of Lindon. This is the way.
I'm gonna sit in there. Yada yada yada.
This is the way.
It appears that they will allow us to just reduce them with our eventually they're going to lose so many numbers that they're going to charge ahead. So sit here, wait, and receive their charge. Try to stop as many of them as possible in their tracks, and then 1, 2, 3. Gonna try and diminish them all at a roughly same pace.
For the glory of Lindon.
Okay, they are done.
Close in on them.
Now
Ready your bows.
I'm not gonna try to actually
Only half the enemy force remains.
engage them with the rest of our infantry,
We will smash the enemy.
but I will try to circle them. Okay, no need to keep it at triple speed. Why the hell
Ready your bows.
are they charging at us like this?
For the glory of Lindon. Close in on them. Ready your bows. Be quick. Swords.
Okay, swords. So
Stay on guard. Ready your bow. Bows. Be quick.
artillery. I want their numbers to reduce the morale of the enemy, make them rout, and then chase them off with the remainder of my archers. That's basically the idea, because they know when they're being surrounded. That's the thing. These guys can hold their ground. Okay, charging from the behind. These guys are losing their numbers. Broken. Alright, now. Run, boys, run! Oh my god. They're just trickling in.
The glory of Lindon.
I guess we're doing alright. Let's draw them towards us here. These troops were destined to fight Dunland, not to sit here and engage some silly bunch of rebels. Rebels, come! Die already! Yes!
Press onward and break the
Flee! Flee! Yes!
awed by the victory we have won here today.
Did we heal stuff? Just some Falas Lords, artillery swordsmen. So, archers lost 21 that are not coming back for a while. Too bad. It's not that it's making it impossible for us to actually hurt Dunland, but they have a lot more numbers than we do. So in terms of flank, rear, local numerical superiority, they get all the buffs against us as the elves. Now let's see what Eredlun is doing here. I want to see dwarven armies entering these lands, but no. Our allies are keeping quiet. Now here are new units. The shit is that can't keep sending them north and continues to see them being bribed by the Angmarim. And I hope we bleed them dry in cash. I really do. Right. How are we doing here, recruitment wise? Yes! We're out of cash anyway. So no more recruits, no more buildings. Barkata now has the ability to build, train the swordsmen. It's just that we're still building culture. And will be for a while. Now Eredlun doesn't seem to be in a hurry. So if we secure this settlement, I can't imagine that Eredlun or the Northern Dunedain are going to completely cut us off from Angmar. I like to keep sharing a border with them, so I can keep expanding.
Your orders.
It's not that we need
Approaching their dignity.
to conquer all Angmarin lands. I mean, we might. It enables us
Yes,
to
my lord.
further
Approaching their dignitary.
to further our
I shall
goals.
continue tomorrow.
And in the end turn, we're gonna capture that little Karas Orotselk here. Let's scout around for Enedwaite armies.
Approaching quietly. Impossible.
They're becoming an attractive target soon.
Tomorrow's journey.
However, Dunland comes first. Those filthy hobbit killers. But while they continue to kill hobbits, we continue to trade with them because, well, money. And turn. And then I think Karas Orotselk is simply going to capitulate. I mean, if I were them, I would hold on to their life. It's not worth dying for. And maybe Angmar is also going to sally, I don't know. I'm a little bit nervous. What's going to happen now? Oh, they're going to fight us. He looks like an elf, but he really isn't. Save. It's okay. So they have archery. These are guys, they have missiles and a pretty ugly missile attack at that. We have long spears. Not really the chargers, so the Falas Lords, the Teleri Riders, these guys, unfortunately, they're unshielded. Let's engage these three and not use the spares. Unless they are already in melee, and then we can throw in the spares as reinforcements. Yeah.
Put an end to this evil.
The beauty of the Falas Lords is they replenish if they suffer any casualties. The horses, they can pull out quickly, reduce their number of casualties, so stick to charges from the flank or rear. And even nicer it would be if those charges are executed whilst the enemy is engaged, and we can of course help them with that. So where are they headed towards? This way. Yeah. Okay. Now fire. Spread out. No, they shouldn't be too close, but nor should they be too far away. So we're gonna spread these out and put them in reserve here. We're gonna wait for them until they've all moved out of the settlement, because these are gonna draw fire.
For the glory of Lindon. Crush them. Ready your mounts. Protect these lands. Crush them.
Oh dear.
For the glory of Lindon. We bring spears from Dunland.
The spares are also being fired upon. Now, as long as they're marching, they aren't firing their missiles.
If we continue like this, we will smash the enemy. This is the way.
And, oh, what I said, move out quickly.
For the glory of Lindon. We bring spears from Dunland. Back together.
Wasn't a true success. They've broken. It wasn't a proper charge, unfortunately. No charge again. What's the deal with It's that little road there.
For the glory of Lindon. Cast them back into the earth. Watch for the enemy. Only half the enemy force remains.
Now they're broken. Now we go into the guildsmen.
Cast them back into the earth.
Okay, hook up with the horses. And you too. We've lost so many spares. I think it's very unfortunate that there wasn't a way to reduce our casualties here. I mean, you're Falas lords. Surely you can beat a couple of elder guildsmen, which are bloody archers. I mean, we are the elves. How hard can it be? No, no. And I hope we gain back through healing many of those spears. We have one more fight to go, and that is against Uzradum. Maybe torching from behind will actually rout them.
The enemy general lies
Okay.
dead.
Ah.
This is it. Attack.
Alright, well.
The enemy army be awed by the victory we have.
Grr. Lindon spares. Poor guys. Those guildsmen, they picked them off well before they came into contact, and we knew that they weren't shielded. And on the other hand, those guildsmen are too tough to keep the cavalry engaged into. Now, hello. You need to grow, and tax needs to be lowered. Eventually, we might suffer an invasion from Umbar over there.
My brothers. Elven warriors.
It is possible,
Stay alert. We will need that one.
but we'll see. We'll have to wait for that.
Elves.
Now, first, let's.
My lord.
Bree is no longer under siege.
Quietly.
This army has been diminished. Mangalen has a small force. There's nothing in between us and Matraith. Yes, we declare war.
Put them down.
So we had trade going with them, but we won't suffer our allies suffering from a similar attack again. And if we're successful here, we're going to even try and cut them off there. Maybe Enedwaite will take care of the castle. Yeah, that used to be it's a castle. Care Andros is under attack. Oh, of course,
My lord,
if you don't
what is it you
ally
want
with
to
me,
This seems
the biggest
very well.
badass to ever walk around in Middle Earth on two legs.
We cannot agree to this now.
Come on. Okay. I make you a counter proposal. I'll do 202 turns. How about that? And there's actually a general in there. In 2 turns. Come, not 20. Here. They've taken it.
It's good to see.
Whilst my
something
offer
else
was
in
even
birds.
demanding. Now let's have an
Seems
alliance.
like a move. Have another
Let's
worthy
share
proposal.
military access. Not that I need it, because I don't have a border with
And a
you
pleasure.
at all.
Farewell.
Yeah. You know, you've explored the world. You've seen it. Now,
Yes, my lord.
one thing I notice, diplomacy doesn't
Without question.
cost you the rest of your
Stopping
movement
here.
points. It must be another mechanic in another Game. Hello. There's just one general in here and he is a night fighter. How about we
Take it for the elves.
fight it and then say attempt a night attack. That works.
Send them back to their underworld.
It's maybe a little bit cheesy, but then again, we're a night fighter. There's a sudden nightly attack, and the relief force wasn't aware of all the movement in our camp. Let's wait for one turn, and then we can even see stuff. And now we're gonna deploy. And my artillery swordsman. I'm not going to use them to bring across the ram. I'm going to do it with Serdon. Hello. Huh? Oh, okay. I thought I put him on it. Now, in the meantime, that single unit of general bodyguard is probably going to run towards the city center. I saw them moving, which is fine because then the arrow tower won't fire on us. Which also means we can move up our archers once we've taken the gate. Boom, 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 boom.
Reach the gate with a battering ram.
So archers to the front.
Our men have done well. The gates have fallen.
Elves of Midland, advance.
We've captured the enemy's walls.
Yay, we have captured the enemy's walls. Now my elves, I want you on the walls here. Second unit on the walls there. Third unit on the walls here.
Watch for the enemy.
Are they taking fire even? Let's take a look. Yes, they are. But the speed at which they are receiving fire is nothing impressive.
Watch for the enemy.
Oh boy. Okay. I didn't notice that there. Let's move these guys into the center. And these guys, they've provoked a charge from the... Oh no, 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 no. Oh dear. What a waste.
Our men are in command of the castle.
Now our poor
If we
archers.
continue like this, we will smash the enemy.
Plan didn't go too well.
Only half the enemy force remains.
How silly. This was totally uncalled for. And the downside of triple speed is that you really have to move quick if you want to prevent this. Now,
This is a clear victory.
we've taken them down even before the no casual 6 healed. Yeah, 23 casualties. You know, I want to be careful with the lives of my troops, but also I don't want to waste my own time. These battles, if I don't do them myself, I never auto-resolve basically. The only instances where if I have one general moving across the map and he gets jumped by a stack and will certainly lose and not rout of the field, if I can't withdraw him, then I auto-resolve, and usually there's a couple of leftovers and they run back and they're safe.
We must defend these lands.
Yes, mission completed.
Claim it for the free people.
Occupy. Now, this we can improve with our own culture. I'm not sure about this one, because this being a castle, it might have to upgrade. So maybe eventually we'll replace it with something of our own culture, but the rest can stay. This means upgrades, armor upgrades, and we're done for now. Means that Anuminos is safe, and I think Forest Range should also be safe. Let's see if we can take a look.
Approaching quietly. Tomorrow's journey planned out.
I'm gonna stick you.
We are going to fight these guys this turn.
Have a taste of
Maybe
my
them
blade.
too. It's just that I'm gonna leave that for the next episode. After all, this is a rush campaign. Everything should be done in a rush. Finally, a reward that's some use to us. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So I hope you have enjoyed our video, this particular one. And if not, then please let me know what might help you enjoy my videos more. What do you like to see, and why? Yeah, I'd like to know why as well. I'll try to
My lord.
to comply, to oblige.
For the light! Come on, elves! Swiftly! Be vigilant.
Be vigilant.
Come,
It's
my
just
brothers.
I always have a hard time leaving the Lindon campaign behind. I'm very much enjoying myself.
Approaching quietly. Approaching quietly. I shall continue.
So yes,
My lord.
I will continue with this campaign
Your orders.
as with all my others, by the way.
My lord. As you wish.
It's my favorite pastime. Oh look, this is the dwarves, isn't it? No. Oh dear. What is it? Yes it is. Must be. This is Casadum. Or isn't it? Is it this mountain orcs? Oh, it's mountain orcs still. I'm confused in terms of color. Looks a bit like the Casadum region color. So as I was saying, this is my favorite pastime. I have I don't know. Let's be careful. Close to 3,000 hours into this game. So I'm probably not gonna give up on it soon, or maybe not ever. I've played Shogun 1, Medieval 1, Rome 1, and those three games I've left behind. But then since Medieval 2 came, I've enjoyed the rest of the series because I own and play them all. But in terms of satisfaction, I simply enjoy these games the most, and I have a ton of mods as well. I also like the Crusades, so I love the medieval time of history. So there's a lot that keeps bringing me back, so you can be sure that you'll see the end of my campaigns, or at least the end of the goals that we agree upon in our first episode. And I'll continue playing. So please do subscribe if you don't want to miss out on the progress of these campaigns. Subscribe, like, help my channel grow, because I've only recently started to make recordings. And if you like my videos, it will help the channel grow, because YouTube is more likely to recommend my videos to other viewers if they receive likes. It's simple as that. And also if the number of subscriptions grows. So in that respect, if you enjoy watching these and appreciate the time and effort I put into recording them and uploading them and all the management that goes into that, you can reward me with your like and your subscription. So I hope to continue in this campaign tomorrow. I've been doing daily uploads of like 4 or 5 series or so, and see you again soon.